Hello, welcome to a special edition of Tomorrow's Headlines Today. I am your host, Robin Cunningham with Fireside Grace Ministries. I have a lot to talk about today, ranging from obviously CNN and Fox News filing bankrupt, all the way down to some crypto news that the Lord has shared with me today. So, get locked in, get ready, get your pen and pencil, and all of that good stuff, and let's jump into this, shall we? Oh, by the way, I will be doing a Tomorrow's Headlines Today for tomorrow as well. All right. You caught me. I'm over here bobbing my head to everything. YouTube is blocking me out. What does that mean? Okay, well, that YouTube. Anybody remember Generation whatever it was from it was like this, but it wasn't down there. From what was it? Was it Generation Next or Generation X back in the WWF days? I don't remember, but they had a certain saying that they used to say that swept the world by storm, essentially, in like the 1990s and early 2000s. Remember the big X on the shirts? But anyway, let me just go ahead. If you guys want to partner with us, you can do so by right here. All the information is there. Also down in our studio, or in our studio, down in the comment section is all of our information if you want to partner with us. So I just want to say something about Fox and CNN and Bud Light and Disney and all these companies that are going woke, man. The news media companies, I've noticed something. They've been very anti-profit. And when I say anti-profit, I mean they've come against anything prophetic that anybody said. Social media, regular media, and look what's been happening to them. They've been suffering losses. They're so anti-profit, it's like they got together and said, what can we do to lose billions of dollars in revenue just so people don't think that we're for profits at all, right? And then you got Bud Light over here who's like, hold my purse, right? So I thought that it was so funny that they're so against the profits that they are not making profits anymore, basically, at this point, that they're having to fire people. I mean, the last I looked, I don't know what it is now, but the last I looked, Budweiser was down 26.1% in their sales, and that is a huge deficit. So there's that, right? I saw some funny memes about Budweiser and people go and grab a Budweiser. Next thing you know, they're transformed into like some little girl wearing a princess tutu or something like that. Like, if you drink Budweiser, what's that Dos Equis commercial? He's like, I don't always do this, but when I do, I don't drink Bud Light. And that's all he had to do, apparently. All he had to do was put a person pretending to be a man on a can of water pretending to be a beer. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I don't drink personally, but yeah, I do know that Bud Light is not real beer. It's water. It's trans water. That's what it is. That's what it is, trans water. You know, I mean, you could be a trans unicorn these days, you know? I mean, if I was missing a leg and I put on a peg leg, or I decided that I wanted to wear a peg leg all over, would I be trans pirate? Like, these days, you can be trans anything you want to. Did you see I'm not sure where it is, Indiana or somewhere like that, this guy, he's part of a, I don't know if it's a city council or a state council or something like that, but he came out and identified as a gay Native American female. And they said, you can't do that. He said, my pronouns will still be he, him. I will still be sleeping with women. My name will not change, but from now on, you will know that I'm a trans female Native American or something like that, or African American or something. They're like, you can't be trans race, and they're all coming against him. And he goes, I just can't believe that in this day and age that I'm not allowed to explore my own identity the way that I see fit. Thought that was hilarious. Oh, it's all fun and games until the right-wing conservatives start doing it. Then it's like, oh no, hey, y'all can't do that. That's stupid. Y'all can't say that. What's that? You don't say that. Oh man, I gotta stop. I'm on a rant here about these things that I guess I know nothing about. You know, the number one thing that somebody said to me once, I'm like, there is a difference between male and female. Not only is it biological, right? Not only can you do surgery, and you mutilate your stuff for males and females, okay? It causes a lot of more people have depression and all kinds of things from doing that stuff. It's just a massive massacre. And they say, well, we can do this, that, and the other thing, and then you're female. But genetically, you are female or you're male. Genetically, we can tell that. But even beyond that, if we didn't have the ability to read your DNA and see if you were male or female, we could still look at your bones, because the pelvis bone is the only bone that is gender specific, and it has a specific shape for a female and a specific shape for a male. So, yeah, even down to your bone structure, if you are born a female, you are a female. If you are born a male, you are a male. And all that we're doing with all of this transgender bullcrap that's going on out there, and I'm not trying to bully anyone or anything like this, but don't try to make me call you something that you're not, right? Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. It's just ridiculous. They try and force things down your throat and then say, you're hateful. I don't hate anybody. I literally don't hate anybody. But don't try and force me to agree with something that I don't believe in. That's like telling me, well, you have to believe in Allah if you want to do this, that, or the other, or you have to profess this. Come on now. Get out of here. I'm not doing that bullcrap. All right, anyway, this is probably going to get pulled off of YouTube. So if we disappear, remember, we're firesidegrace.com or we're rumble.com/firesidegrace. So if you have anything to, you want to find us, you're looking for anything, and we disappear off of YouTube because I just made some bold jokes and or statements, especially the hold my beer one. You know where to find us, rumble.com. Hopefully y'all laughed a little bit. If not, go back and watch. I did I think it was a dream episode or something a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, where I talked about fart flowers and how cauliflowers really just cultivated poop seeds that they put inside a can and let it sit and ferment and fester in the darkest, wettest, dampest, most hot, stanky area or space that you possibly could, and then planted it in a big pile of manure and put it out in the sun and just let it fester in this swamp for like 3 months, and then grew a pungent aromatic fart flower and then called it cauliflower and tried to convince people that it's chicken wings. It's not a chicken wing. And if I'm ever somewhere like it's a Super Bowl get together or something like that, and someone gives me a chicken wing and I bite into it and it tastes like fart flour, like someone just farted in my mouth, someone's catching hands. Everybody in the room, probably every single person in the room is going to catch a hand. That's a joke. I'm not going to fight someone. I would like to think that I'd be able to tell based on the appearance of what a pile of trash looks like versus what an actual buffalo wing looks like. So we'll see. All right, I'm done. I'm done ranting and entertaining the masses with my witty sense of humor, which is not even witty. It's just irritated banter, really. All right, so let's get on with tomorrow's headlines today, shall we? Partner with us, firesidegrace.com. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends and family. Make some clips of me making funny jokes and share them. All right, so the Lord shared this with me when I was praying, and he said, we are going to see cannibal donkeys in the in Congress, Senate, and D.C. is essentially cannibal donkeys in this hour. They will turn their backs on each other and attack each other with their mouths. They will bare their teeth and destroy themselves as the Lord moves through D.C. and creates a great divide. Which is what we need, more division, right? In this case, I suppose it is, because if you're a house divided against itself can't stand. Just something to think about, all right? Next, the Lord said, great exposure will come to Fox News and other news stations as unexpected news sources expose and reveal their dirty secrets. A massive hack of mainstream media servers. Once again, this is something that happened in the past and it's going to happen again. A massive hack of mainstream media servers will prove most detrimental to the lies that will be proving that they conspired amongst themselves to deliberately mislead the world. And you will even see direct notes of direct payments from CIA, FBI, NSA, all of the other alphabet agencies directly paying the news and the media. So remember that. Also, if this video disappears and I should disappear off the face of the planet, this video is why, because I'm calling out shenanigans, okay? I'm not going to go anywhere as far as I know, but if I should just suddenly disappear, I didn't Epstein myself. By Epstein myself, I was probably Clinton because Epstein didn't kill himself. Let's get that straight, okay? Never mind. Not going to go there. I was going to talk about DNA and mRNA and all that stuff, but I'm not going to do that because if I do that, YouTube will definitely give us a strike because you can't say anything about gene manipulation on YouTube. The overlords don't approve. So anyway, Dominion will be the talk of the news once again as some new media comes to light regarding information exchange and something to do with a material update such as USB drives with a new programming on them and new unofficially released how-to user manual. And the how-to manual shows us things that how to access this, how to access that, how to do this, how to do that, things that you're not supposed to be able to do according to their official statements. The Lord wanted me to share a scripture with you today. It's a very short one. It's Proverbs 12:1. Then it says, whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. That's in the Bible. So if you get offended or irritated when someone tries to correct you, and I'm not talking about when you're clearly right and they just don't know what they're talking about, but like when someone's just is trying to correct you because you're doing something wrong, or they're trying to say, well, hey, here's why this is the way I see it. It says if you don't enjoy correction or if you don't receive correction, you are stupid. Literally says he who hates correction is stupid. Okay. I don't know why the Lord had me share that. It is kind of funny that God would have it put in there that somebody could be called stupid. Does not receive correction. I wonder what the word is in Hebrew. New evidence will be brought to the world that changes our current view of world history. I have a feeling that deals with the fact that Christopher Columbus was not the first person to discover America, that it was actually Canaanites in around the 4,500 years ago, so around 24 to 2,500 BC. You're going to see that coming up in the news, and they're actually going to have proof and evidence that this happened. Of course, it'll be aliens, conspiracy theory, this, that, and the other, but they're going to have solid, substantial evidence that it already happened. Now, amongst the conspiracy theory people who actually see the world for the way it is and what actually happened thousands of years ago, it will be nothing new. It will be no shock that this was happening, all right? But to the rest of the world, it will be. And I don't know how soon that's going to be, but it's going to be happening, and we'll see that. All right. I saw a vision of a waterfall coming out of a faucet in heaven, and it was like it was turned down low, or it was blocked or stopped. And I heard a voice say, there is a blockage that is preventing Americans from drinking from the overflow. The sluice is closed, and that obstruction will be removed from the land soon. I had a feeling it had to do with the Biden regime, but that's all I can say about that. Okay, next, the Lord said, America will pay the price for their disobedience, but the time for destruction is not now. One day, America and the rest of the world will indeed partake in the wrath to come, but this is not the hour. America will once again prosper. I just think that's interesting. That's probably something that people need to hear, that people need to know, because there might be some chaos or pandemonium happening in the near future. So pay attention to that. The Lord said this isn't the hour for America to face that big judgment where we get destroyed. And that will happen. What the Lord has actually shown me is that one day in the not so distant future, meaning not like 100, 200 years from now or whatever, but, however long it is, that America will actually change and that our states will split off at some point due to enemy invasion, attacks, world war, etc. Maybe not World War III, but like another world war. There'll be global catastrophe after global catastrophe within this millennia. But in one of those times, in one of those events where America does actually get invaded, the states split and separate into their own different countries as different parts of America are taken over, whereas other parts of America remain strong, stand strong, and fight the good fight. But Democratic states, if y'all don't get your ship in shape, get your ship cleaned up, then you could be either disappearing off of the map or seeing a restructuring of the world as you know it. And one day the world will be covered in water again. That will happen. It's actually in the Bible. In the book of Revelation, there's a great earthquake that's so big that you've never seen an earthquake this big, and it says that the islands, the continents flee from each other, and that the mountains are covered under water. But the Lord said, I'd like to point this out, the Lord said in Genesis that he would never destroy all life by flooding the water, by flooding the earth again. He didn't say he would never flood the earth again. Just want to point that out. So anyway, there's a lot of heavy stuff for you right there. We still got a lot to come, but let's go ahead and roll our little commercial for our monthly partners to encourage you to become monthly partners with us, and then we'll come back. We still have a bunch to go over, including the bankruptcies and some other stuff about some stuff pertaining to quantum physics and so forth. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, but you had to sit there for 40 seconds while we played a little commercial. We have to do the commercials because obviously we have to have partners and people sowing into our ministry in order to stay alive. Otherwise, we can't afford to pay our employees or our light bills or anything like that. So if you want to become a monthly partner and help keep the dream alive, all the information is right down there and in the little commercial there. Okay, so our understanding of how light operates and how it functions is going to change drastically. The ability to materialize light into a solid form will be hailed as one of the greatest scientific achievements of history. However, it's just the beginning of the understanding of light. God created light. All things that exist are a manifestation of the light that he created using his words. In order to truly understand light and how it functions, scientists will need to read the Bible with a scientific mind and an understanding of advanced mathematics and, most importantly, the Holy Spirit to guide them. In doing this, ancient secrets that have been long hidden will emerge, leading to the discovery of profound uses for light, understanding of its properties and characteristics, and more. The study of light will lead to the realization that to create a truly sterile environment, one must not only eradicate harmful substances, but a spiritual cleansing, whereas it removes spiritual darkness, must also be formed. The presence of darkness in cancer cells, for example, will be discovered to be where cancer is incubated. The shedding of certain lights and a certain spectrum on those cells will be proven to eradicate cancer, rejuvenate cells, and bring new life to the body. This study will show that light is life, and light works in unity, not in isolation. So I just thought that was really cool, having to write that all down. The whole solid light kind of thing is pretty cool. I went and did a little research on that. They're just now figuring out that they can actually make light photons stick together. They say that light doesn't have any mass, and it bounces off of solid walls. And here's what I don't get: they say light doesn't have mass, because I believe it's just because it's too light for them to actually be able to measure it, because it gets pulled by gravity. A black hole in space is actually a planet or a sun inside of that black hole that's so big, that has such dense gravity, that it actually sucks the light into it so that light can't escape. That's what they figured out. So that means that if light has zero mass, then why would it be pulled and affected by gravity? Can you dig that? How about the fact that if it didn't have mass, that when it hit a wall, sometimes it goes through, other times it bounces off at us? Isn't that something to think about? So I never really understood how they could say light doesn't have mass. It's just too small for us to calculate. It's too much for us to fathom at this point. Anyway, the Lord said, be ready to start seeing amazing, realistic holograms in the very near future that will make communication completely different. So I thought that was pretty cool, something that we're going to be seeing. Okay, next, Fox News and CNN will file bankruptcy. I don't know how far in the future that will be, but they will run from their profits. They will run from their profits. Now get this, not too far in the future, prophets will be on the mainstream news prophesying. That's what's coming to America. They will also start to have false prophets, though, because we're about to see an upsurge in false prophets. We're about to see an upsurge in healing signs and wonders and all kinds of different miracles. All right. Okay. The Lord showed me that we were going to see a very large earthquake coming that shakes the Mississippi River, probably affecting multiple states, and causes new offshoots that were like streams or creeks, that it kind of caused the river to split, so to speak, and flow in new directions. Okay, now here's something. I saw that there was going to be an XLM flash crash followed by a very rapid recovery. Usually if there's a flash crash, there is a rapid recovery. But that's what I saw. Stellar lumens. I don't know what about stellar lumens, if XLM is stellar lumens, but this is what the Lord's saying. He's going to use this to bless people, that there's going to be a little crash, and it's going to grow rapidly. Like, people won't be able to believe it. So anyway, there's about to be a big beef and riff coming between Bitcoin and Elon Musk, leading to Elon pulling out money from Bitcoin and reinvesting it into DOGE and other smaller cryptocurrency companies, which will help them to retain strength against the monsters like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? That being said, the Lord said, get your DOGE soon. I feel that there's going to be a small drop in the DOGE price very shortly, down to a slightly more affordable price. It's not like a bad price right now. And then there's going to be massive growth of several cents. From where it's at right now. I think it was at like 6 or 7 cents last I checked. I don't know where it's at. As far as I know, Bitcoin's been growing rather steadily. So you would think that Doge would be doing better if Bitcoin was doing better, but I think it's been dropping. I don't know. I don't keep up with this stuff. I don't watch. It's not that I don't care about crypto or the crypto community or anything like that, but I'm not invested. We don't hold any of that. So we don't have any dog in the fight, so to speak. So I don't check on it or nothing. It has. I'm thankful when people donate it to us, but other than that, I don't have a dog in the fight, which actually turned out to be a good thing, because there was I forget what it was, but I saw that there was this big crypto conspiracy thing that happened where a bunch of so-called prophets got together and said this one particular cryptocurrency was going to be amazing. People were going to be rich and all this stuff. And it turned out to be a big scam. And a bunch of non-discerning people who didn't discern in that area got hosed. And a bunch of people got hosed because of it. But I want you to know that's what happens when you have a dog in the fight. I'm sorry to say it, but it was a trap from God. And I just pray that anybody who was hurt or affected by that gets a full recovery in the name of Jesus. Anybody who had pure, right heart, pure, right motives, and wanting to pursue whatever it was to receive, to be able to help bless the kingdom, that they receive a 1,000-fold return on any money that was lost, Lord. All right. So, phone, what are you doing? What you doing, phone, huh? All right, let's see. Elon Musk. Okay, now here's the last thing that I wanted to share. And it was that while I was praying, I was getting a big sense that there was a big sense of relief coming to America, that things were going to be, it's almost like there's this big tension and this big pressure that's happened, or is happening, or is starting now, or will be happening in the very near future. And then all of a sudden it's like America just goes, whew, thank God that's over. And America can breathe. And I just keep feeling like the Lord's saying that the economy is going to start to recover very soon. And it's not going to be like this forever, which is great. So that is all that I have to say today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for our next episode of Tomorrow's Headlines Today. And remember to like, subscribe, Rumble, follow us, whatever. Share with your friends and family. And until next time,